Yeah, so this was supposed to be a vlog, but I figured we're gonna do a story time because honestly, I did not vlog at Scentxplore, but I really wanted to talk about my first time experience there. So like, I was like, you know what? This is gonna be chatty. I have tons of stuff. I think this is going to be a two-part video. I'm going to talk about my experience in this video, and maybe the next video we'll do like a haul and things like that, because mama did buy some things, but I just wanted to really talk about the experience, the fantastic experience I had. It was like top tier. But if you're new here, hey, I'm Chi Chi and I talk about all things lavish but logical. So if that's your sort of thing, go ahead, subscribe, make some friends in the comment section, and follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Scentxplore, if you don't know, is a perfume convention basically, and it showcases niche brands, just brand new brands you might have heard of. Like it's just a really good time. So I heard about this expo maybe last year. So, you know, I see the pictures, I see, you know, some of the videos. So the person who actually prompted me to go this year, all credit goes to Simply Aisha. She hit me up and was like, hey girl, like, are you gonna go to Scentxplore? And I was like, no. But she was like, well, I'm going and I think you should go. Listen, that's my fragrance girl, like beyond fragrance, okay? So I was like, you know what? You don't have to twist my arm. I'm gonna go. She is the person I credit for even going to Scentxplore, and I can't thank you enough, girl, because the energy was needed. Scentxplore was 3 days. It was a Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I didn't go to Thursday because I had some other obligations, right? So I went Friday was day 2, but my day 1. So the first person Aisha and I ran into was Travaulya Wallace. Now, this is very significant for me because if you guys remember a couple of years ago, I posted that I met her at one of her fragrance parties, and I ended up telling her that, like, hey, like, I remember when you were first starting those parties and I attended, and you know, we just chopped it up really, really good. And like, I'm sure she didn't know who I was, but I did send her like the reel that I made about her fragrance party, and then she was just like, wow. I'm like, yes, you know. So I was just like very like, but then like a black girl explosion happened. So it is Simply Aisha, Travaulya Wallace. In walks in the queen, Marcy. I was like, Marcy. Now I knew Marcy was gonna be there. I was like, damn, Marcy. So like, I'm hugging and stuff like that because this is the first time I'm meeting literally everyone except for Travaulya and Aisha. So, and boom, in comes Marcy. And then I didn't even notice Pam Jordan. Like, I didn't recognize her. So I was saying hello and I'm like, oh, wait, hold on, who's that? I know her face. And it didn't click until after the group like dispersed. And I was like, oh shit, that's Pam. And then my highlight of the freaking day, spicy looks. I did not know she was gonna be there. So I was just like, fangirl, like, oh my gosh. We hugged so many times over the course of 2 days. Like, yo, Nisha, oh my God. Nisha is so fucking dope. Like, I was just like, oh my God. It was just a beautiful moment. Like, there were so many moments that I experienced that I just didn't want to put a like camera in someone's face. Like, it was just very organic and just like, wow. Like, it's so nice to like finally meet people who are your peers, you know, and like you'll talk online, but to meet people in person, I was just like, oh my gosh. And they're exactly who they are when you guys watch and when I watch, and it's just like, oh my gosh. So I was part fangirling, like all the way. Like, I have no shame about it. I'm like, So the next group of people I meet the fabulous Sheree. Sheree Lifestyle. Baby, and now I knew she was going to be there because she and I exchanged messages. We were talking back and forth, right? 2 words for her: fabulous, darling. Like she came with the hat, the hair, the scarf. I was like, you better go fuck on, Sheree. So I was trying to like talk to her like throughout the convention, like, girl, where are you? Because the space itself was like pretty big. So I'm like, where, you know, what table are you at? Like trying to figure out like where everyone is. So this moment I will probably never forget. So I finally meet up with Sheree, right? So it's me, Sheree, and Aisha, right? And another creator I had just met, Kirby Delights. Fabulous, fabulous woman. So we all are talking, right? And coming around the corner was a lovely subscriber. And I saw her in real time recognize each one of us. Because I made eye contact with her first. And she's like, Chi Chi, Aisha, Sheree, Kirby. And she, like, I saw it in real time. She's like, holy shit, I watch all of y'all. And I wish I could remember your name, but you know who you are. Then all of a sudden, who rounds the corner? Sharita M. What the? I'm like, I didn't know anybody was going to be, like, I knew people would be here, but you know, it's not like there's a group chat of who all going to be there. And if there is a group chat, I would like to be added. Thank you. But I was like, oh my God, Sharita? Like, what are you doing? So, like, it's funny because I saw the reaction from the subscriber, but that's also my internal feeling that I was having. So it's like everybody was kind of like fangirling in different ways. It was just like, oh my God. But yeah, I met so many people. I met, oh my gosh, I met Sebastian, the perfume guy. I know I saw Steven, but I saw Steven Redolescence when AI the Great and I went to the opening of PERFUMES de Marly. Child, we didn't even get into the perfumers and things. I met the president of PERFUMES de Marly, and y'all know I ride hard for PERFUMES de Marly. I had an in-depth, like 10-minute conversation with this man. Forever my number one. I don't care who comes around. PERFUMES de Marly will always and forever be my favorite brand. Like, I had that moment before, and I was just like, you know, I really don't need to go to the masterclass, like, because I actually had a full-on conversation with him. And child, they got a home diffuser. Take my money. Take my money. Oh my gosh. And you could layer the scent. Oh. If it shows up to my house, just know I'm going H. Because I was surrounded by everyone who has bigger platforms than I do. It was really cool to like have some of you come up to me and be like, Chi Chi! And I'm like, yes. Sorry about my appearance, child. I was hot and okay. I wasn't as lavish. I was like, y'all gonna get what y'all gonna get, because that my day 2, day 3, I was like, I need skin exposed. It wasn't my best look. I met so many of you guys, and I was just like so like thankful or whatever. I was just like, y'all know who I am. Like, shout out to Crystal. Blair, you could be my friend. He was so fantastic. Like, can I be your friend? Like, oh my gosh, there was another woman. Your name escapes me, but you know who you are. We met in the masterclass, and you came up to me. You said you were a silent subscriber. Hello. Fabulous conversation. I was just so thankful and humbled by everything. Like so many people. And then I even met like new content creators. I met, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I gotta put y'all pictures up because I don't want this video to be long, but I'm very much long-winded. I met a content creator who found my video recently when I did men's fragrances in my collection. And he's like, hey, yo, Chi Chi. And I'm like, what's that? Because I remember his handle. This is why commenting is so important, because we might not know your face, but we know your name. And if I see your name regularly or recently, in this case, I'm like, oh, that was you. Okay, so, you know, we all be living our lives, okay? So it was cool to meet him. He had a homeboy who was doing his channel, and I was giving him advice about how not to get burnt out, because he was up there saying he was shooting a new video every day. I said, no, you guys to stop that. You guys to film all your videos on one day, okay? I was giving him advice that I wish people would have given me, because I know that burnt out feeling. I know all of the feelings, okay? So I also met another a fragrance channel that I had recently subscribed to. And I was like, I like this girl. Like, y'all know I love me a small channel, okay? And her whole content, absolutely love it. So shout out to y'all. The vlog wouldn't have captured the energy that I'm still on. I'm still on a high from the entire weekend. So getting back to influencers, my girl, the Ev Effect. I finally got to meet the Ev Effect. She was there for one night only. But my girl, like, the Ev. I was so honored to meet her. Like, it's just, I was honored to meet you. Like, that's we're locked in. We are locked in. You know my government name and everything, girl. But she pulled up or whatever. And I was just like, yo, it was just such good energy. And I'm just so happy and thankful. And I had so many conversations with multiple creators about even seeing so many melanated beauties in one space. Like, we was taking over, okay? We was up in the building. I met Mr. Cologne. That was 2.5 seconds, but I was like, oh, wow, you're like tall. Like, I met so many creators, new creators, like, oh, check me out and all that stuff. Now, the event itself, we're going to get into that. This is going to be a long video, child. The actual, like, expo, convention, I don't know what y'all want to call it. I like convention better. I thoroughly enjoyed. The space, it was pretty big, but it needed to be bigger. I loved the master classes that they had. Some of them I was just like, okay, I could have skipped. Or can we leave? Like, some of them, not all of them. It was so good to hear the, what was that, the president? The president of Roja PERFUMES. That was a fantastic master class. I was just like, oh, wow. Child, they sprayed like their newest perfume. Freaking loved it. Loved it. Baby, we checked the website. That thing was $1,200. I ain't got Roja money. And what was a killer to me is that Roja, they said that their main audience, the demographic, guess the age. 18 to 34 is their biggest demographic. And I was like, when he said that, everybody kind of just looked left and right, because it was like, what y'all do for work? Because the math ain't mathin'. Like, I don't own any Roja. I'm like, who out here affording all this? Like, and he said customers, okay? And I was just like, how, Sway? Like, how can one be down? Whether to get Roja or get the income to get Roja. So I was just like, wow. So his masterclass was really great. Sebastian had a class with Juice Box. Again, Parfums de Marly's class was great. Amouage had a master class as well. Yeah, it was cool. Although Amouage, they had something that said it was closed to the public, and I overheard some passerbyers like, oh, I wish they would have told us earlier. They were the only people who had something closed off, and the people who were there wanted to go see Amouage. But they did open it to the public eventually, but it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. Like, I don't know. I think there was a whole nother other room that we didn't have access to. But yeah, the entire thing was so fantastic. I wish some of the creators, like, we could have really gotten together, because I truly didn't know who all was gonna be there. Like, I'm still like reeling in the energy of it. Oh wait, we didn't even talk about like what was there. Now, the interesting thing about it is that there were a lot of brands I have never heard anything about. I just went in and I was like, just, my nose is for your consumption. Like, I just was smelling everything. I was smelling patchouli. I was smelling ouds. It's the energy that I needed, because I told y'all, like, I'm so over gourmands right now, but I smelled some fabulous fragrances. Now, Scentxplore, if anybody is watching this, y'all need to have this at the Javits Center, because y'all are maxing out this space. And the woman that I spoke to in the master class, I see you, girl. She was saying that this was, I think, her 3rd year of going, and she said this is the biggest it's been. And yeah, I only expect it to get bigger next year. So Scentxplore, I don't know who I gotta talk to. I ain't got that much pull, but y'all might want to consider going to the Javits Center and consider having some food vendors. Day 2, I was smart enough to bring my water bottle, but Scentxplore, there were so many brands. I would definitely like to see more variety. I checked out all 3 Black-owned brands. I heard it was 3.5, but I checked that one out too. Spicy Looks, she was my go-to girl, because she was introducing me to brands, and I'm exchanging information, and I was just like, yo, like, I need to get on my grind, you know? So it was just really fantastic to see what Marcy was doing. Marcy was, the reason why I said she was the queen, she was over there interviewing and talking to brands, and just out of the kindness of her heart, she'll be like, oh, well, do you know Chi Chi? Do you know Aisha? They make fantastic content. And they're putting us, like, in front of people who are looking for content creators and things like that. Like, it was so just refreshing, and just like, wow, like, y'all really rocking with me. And I know there were a few people who got invited to, like, you know, like, private things behind the scene, and they're advocating for people who look like me, and showing like, hey, we occupy this space too. We need to, you want to see yourself, you know? And it was nice to have those conversations in addition to, you know, just fangirling, like having those conversations and seeing like brands like, oh yeah, like, let's exchange information, child, next year. And it's funny because I thought about it, but I thought about it a little too late. I need business cards, honey. There was one creator I met. Currently she's doing travel, but she's going to be transitioning to perfumes. She had these business cards with her QR code scan it and it takes you right to her YouTube channel. I was like, stealing that. I already had that idea, but to actually see somebody do it, I was just like, oh, you. So I 1000% will be going to Scentxplore 2025. 1000%. I hope I do see some of you guys there, whether you're a creator, silent subscriber, like just, I am so energized by that. And Scentxplore is truly what you make of it. If you're just looking to smell fragrances, it's a great place to explore new stuff. If you're looking to connect with brands, also good. Like, people had setups, child. I saw interviews going on, everything. So Scentxplore is definitely whatever you make of it. This year, I was just happy to be in the building. Okay, I was just fangirling, but just to see and meet so many people, my peers, you know, you guys, because technically you guys got me in there, you know. So it was just like, it was such a good vibe, good energy. And I was just like, wow, like I've connected with so many people, and I kind of want Scentxplore for me and my goals, like to be, okay, what can I accomplish in this next year, and then come back and like chat it up. Like, how far have you come? Okay, so I think mentally, like, that's how I'm going to like look at it. But Scentxplore, I definitely recommend. Hopefully they move it to a bigger facility, have some food there, you know, some water there. But yeah, I highly recommend it. And I'll be back. I will be back. But if you guys want to see what your girl picked up, I'm gonna link that video bong up top. And I will catch you in the next one. Bye bye.